The Ascension Summit 2017. Your all-day access to meet international speakers, authors, and coaches. 20 experts, three continents. 2 days. 2 days with one goal: elevate your life. Welcome to the Ascension Summit with your host, E.R. Spalding.
Hello and welcome to the Ascension Summit 2017, your 2-day virtual event where we have brought in experts, international speakers, and coaches, all to support you over the course of 2 days to elevate your life. I am the founder and host, E.R. Spalding, and I am so grateful to be here with you to introduce our next digital presenter, Mr. Asa Patterson. What I love about Mr. Patterson is that he dives right in and goes real deep to support you in understanding how you can grow and develop the mental toughness that you need in order to sustain yourself inside of your life and your business. So let's get to know Mr. Patterson just a little bit better before he comes on board and actually blows your mind. So Asa E. Patterson is an investor, a master speaker, and trainer who partners with CEOs, executives, and entrepreneurs to grow their professional companies, their personal brands, and their bottom line. Spending 5 years as an officer in the United States Marine Corps and being a lead mentor, coach, and training for leading personal development companies around the world, he has given unique perspective on what drives revenue and also explodes their brands. He says it's all about connecting with your potential clients and showing them that you truly care about the growth of their brands and their business. He believes that success leaves little clues. His military experience highlights the importance of demanding the best of yourself. This inspires others because those who can communicate a grand vision often end up with massive results. Asa Works has taught him the main determinant of success or mediocrity is mindset, and that little voice that tells you no or go. His deep understanding of motivation and inspiration led him to create the Little Voice Management System. He strongly believes that learning to control that inner voice or critic can propel you to the life that you really want. So without further delay, let's get that little voice that's moving around inside of our head under control. So Asa, go ahead and take it away.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Asa Patterson here, creator of Little Voice Management System, how to talk to yourself like a champion, and founder of Lead to Feel. If you're listening to this audio or watching me on video, I want to say congratulations because you've chosen to join me in the Ascension Summit 2017. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about that little voice that's in your head. The Little Voice Management System is designed to pluck out all of the things that are stopping you from the greatness that you only think about, only dream about, but are stopped because of something that is said in your head. The income you desire, the job that you desire, the lifestyle that you think you want are all able to be yours once you master the little voice. Six inches. 6 inches is what stops you from everything that you want. And it's the 6 inches between your left ear and your right ear. Once you understand that you are in control, you will begin to realize that you can have what you truly want. As we're little, when we're little children, as we grow up, we want to be Superman, we want to be Wonder Woman, we want to be Spider-Man, we want to be president, we want to be billionaires, we want to be all of these things. And what stops us, we're told that you can't do it because that's impossible. Why don't you think a little more realistic? There's so many instances in a person's life as they were growing up that they were told no, that they couldn't do something, and they embodied it because it came from an adult, because it came from a teacher, because it came from someone that the child, the teenager, or even the adult perceived as someone who knows more, who has authority over them. Well, what we're going to be going not very deeply into, but we're going to go deep enough into where you will understand that you have control over this little voice, and that little voice can be your number one fan. All you have to do is understand how to manage it and put it on your side. All right. So I'm excited for our time that we're going to spend together. I have so much I want to share with you in such a short period of time that I have to share it with you. Little Voice Management System is something that you're going to find is just amazing because you're going to see how simple it is, how it's always been there, and how once you learn how to master it, the world is yours. All you have to do is decide what you want because that voice in your head is going to propel you and push you to your goal. After almost 25 years of teaching and training and mentoring entrepreneurs from across the globe, I have learned to put people into two categories, right? Those that are at cause or those that are at effect. You fit into one of those two categories. You're either an effect of everything that's happening in the world, the president, the economy, my boss, traffic, my cell phone battery died. I just couldn't make it because of this, that, and the other. Those that are at effect never take responsibility for their own lives and their own situations. Those that are effect. They are an effect of their little voice telling them what they cannot do, telling them why things didn't happen the way that they wanted them to, why someone else, some external factor or force is keeping them where they are. That's one category. The other category, once you learn to manage the little voice, put you at cause. You are at cause of everything. You are in control of everything that happens to you and for you. When you're at cause, you cause things to happen in your favor. You cause the boss to give you the promotion. You cause that contractor to want to work with you and give you a discount. You cause that seller to drop their price. You cause that man or woman to say yes to you and become your spouse. You cause things to happen in your life the way that you want them to happen. Cause or effect. You're either at cause or you're at effect. And when you understand which category you're in, you can take 100% responsibility for everything that happens in your life. Until you take 100% responsibility for what's going on in your life, you're always going to be at effect. You're always going to be in the whims and in the control and under the thumb of your little voice that is telling you the things that you cannot do. Once you take 100% responsibility, you will begin to move in the direction that you always dreamed that you could. Let me tell you a little bit about myself and how I came to create the Little Voice Management System, how to talk to yourself like a champion. I've been an athlete all growing up, high school, football or basketball or track and field, and even swimming. And that little voice was always present. That little voice was never a real big fan of me. And I wasn't aware that I could switch it to make it my number one fan. So as I progressed through my athletic career, I had many successes, but I never embraced those successes. I never celebrated the victories. And we're going to talk about that later in our time here today, about how to embrace your victories, how to celebrate your wins, no matter how big or small they are. I never did celebrate those things because for whatever reason, I never felt I was worthy of celebrating those victories. Graduating high school, I didn't celebrate that. I was like, hey, that was just something I was supposed to do, and I did it. graduating college, getting my master's degree, winning a Big Ten championship, all those things, becoming a commissioned officer in the Marine Corps, I never celebrated those victories. I was an effect of just being in life. I never was at cause and the one who caused those things intentionally to happen. Because once you start being at cause and knowing that you are 100% responsible for everything, you can celebrate those successes and you can start building momentum that will truly propel you into the direction that you want to go. I was just grateful or blessed to have that momentum just by happenstance because I was an effect of the momentum that my life was creating just because I was in a positive vibration. So all these times that I had successes, my little voice was talking to me and was telling me, hey, you don't really deserve that. Or, hey, that guy wasn't as good as you thought he was. Or, hey, you were just in the right place at the right time. I never celebrated those victories. So once you understand how to manage your little voice, imagine the things that you can have. Imagine the places that you can go. Imagine the things that you will be able to receive as a result of taking control and being at 100% in control, being 100% in cause of everything that goes on in your life. People say, hey, I was late because of traffic. Traffic was a mess. It was an accident. Well, you knew that that block of time that you were leaving, that it would be some congestion. Why didn't you leave earlier? Right? You knew these things are always going to happen. Plan for them and take control of the situation and be responsible for the event. All right. So that's one of the things that over my years, I see people are either a cause or they're an effect. And once you understand these two things and think about everything that you go through on a daily basis, was I a cause on that situation? Or was I the effect? Or was I an effect of this situation? Once you become conscious of those two different choices, you will now, hopefully for you and your family, choose to be a cause. Choose to be 100% responsible for everything that happens. Once you do that, then you will be able to move to the next level and really, truly implement the strategies that I have for you in the Little Voice Management System. It starts with you. You have to be 100% responsible. When you are 100% responsible and you understand that you are 100% cause of everything, then you can move into the direction that you want to. Then you have no excuses. Then you are responsible for your destiny and you can control it and move in the direction that you want to. How do you embrace success? How do you handle success? What do you say to yourself when you have a victory of any kind? Do you say you were lucky? Do you say it was just by chance that that happened? Do you put it off on someone else? Or do you say, I deserve that win? I was prepared for that victory. I put myself in the right place at the right time and I took the right action to receive this success. Those are the things that we're going to start shifting your mind to. You're going to take ownership of any victory or any success that you have because it was you. So a lot of times we don't take ownership of things, but now we're going to learn to embrace every success that we have, no matter how big or how small. We're going to embrace it and we're going to take ownership of that success. And we're going to tell ourselves, I deserve it. I worked hard for that. I studied hard for that. I am prepared for that. I have been preparing for that success. All these things are what you're going to begin saying to yourself on a regular basis because when you start embracing your success, it will come more and more and more. Have you ever put a coat on from the wintertime or from the springtime or for the summer, a jacket, and found $20 in there, $10 in there? It's like, man, I'm lucky that I found that. No, embrace that. Say, I put that there. I deserve that money because I earned it last season. Embrace that. So one of the things about embracing, how do you embody success? How do you bring that into your physicality on a regular basis is anchoring. I could have left a little more room. But anchoring is our tendency to attach or anchor our thoughts to something that may not have any relevance to what's going on or to the decision that's going on at hand. So right now, I want you guys to make a fist. If you're driving, don't do it yet. You may want to pull over. But if you're watching this video or if you're listening to the audio, make a fist and I want you to say, yes! Go ahead. I know it sounds kind of silly, may even feel silly looking at me do it, but I need you to do this because this is what we're going to build on in later techniques that are going to get you to manage and master your little voice. So I want you to get your hand and say, yes! Go ahead and do it. I wish I could see you doing that, right? Yes, right? If someone's with you, yes, give them a high five, right? You see basketball players, you see football players, you see hockey, you see all athletes do these things. They celebrate their success. They knock the ball out of bounds from the opponent that's going to drive. Yes, they celebrate that. You see other athletes, they may look up to the heavens and thank God. They're doing all these things to bring in that success, that small thing that they've done, to bring it into their body. So let's do it together. All right? Count of three, ball your fist up. All right, and count of three. 1, 2, 3. Yes, right? So it may not be a yes. It may be just a pat on the chest. Yes. All right? If you're a board meeting, you may not want to do that while everyone's around you, but you can tap your leg. Something that goes on physically that you do right now. Yes, get that in there. Get the energy going. Get the blood pumping. That's something that you're going to need. So take a moment right now, figure out what your physical anchor is going to be, because that is what's going to help you change and manage your little voice. So go ahead and figure out what that is. All right. And if you don't have one, just ball that fist up. Yes. And let's see it. All right. It feels silly. It looks silly. But once you put that into your physical body, you can just be walking down the street and just say yes in your head or verbally. Yes. And then you feel that victory, that celebration that comes and becomes a part of you. All right. So anchoring is a very important thing that you need to begin to do, because once you embody the feeling of that, once you put that into your physical body and into your brain, it's going to allow you to start building blocks, right? Just like if you build a house, every house has to be built on a solid foundation. You can't build a house out on sand, because what's going to happen, right? So imagine now we're building the foundation of your little voice. This is the little voice management system. This is the first technique that you need to build your foundation to take over, so that you can have the victory, so that you can have the success, so you can have the cheerleader on your side when everyone else out there in the world is telling you, no, you can't do it, stop it, don't try it. You're going to be able to control your little voice, manage it to propel you, to push you forward. So this is the foundation. This is how you build and control things, all right? So once again, the fist pump, yes. You see all athletes do it, right? That's why athletes transfer success from the athletic field a lot of times to the boardroom, into business, into being an entrepreneur, because they have embodied, they have anchors that they use over and over again to propel them to greatness, to keep their success going, to build momentum. All right. So the first principle is embracing your success. How do you do that? You create an anchor for your success. What is an anchor? It's something that you do, right? That you draw on, that you attach the victory to, that you can do in your mind and even physically, to lock in that good feeling, to lock in that energy, to move you to where you want to go. The next thing that we're going to talk about is how to deal with adversity. First, we talked about how to embrace your victories, how to celebrate your wins. Now we're going to talk about how do you deal with adversity. When something bad happens, what do you say to yourself? How do you turn adversity into something that you can learn from and grow from? All right. As an athlete, when I was running track, I never dealt with adversity very well. If I lost a race or I did something wrong mechanically, I would beat myself up about that specific event, and it would stop my growth. It would keep me from growing as an athlete, go to the next level. So I don't want you to deal with adversity like I did when I was younger. I want you to learn from here, stand on the shoulder of giants, and then you can see far and you can go to different heights. So how do you deal with adversity? First thing I want you to understand is don't take it personally. What do I mean by that? It's not you. It's that specific result. It's that event. It was that response, but it's not you as an individual. So many times people take it personally and they start saying in their head, something's wrong with me, or I knew I couldn't measure up, or I could never be that, whatever it is. You start taking it negatively. Stop. I want you to say to yourself out loud, stop. People around you may think you're a little crazy, but it doesn't matter. You're managing that little voice. Once you learn how to do those things, and once you start verbalizing, in the beginning, I want you to do everything out loud, because that is training your mind and your body so that you can get to the yes. Do those things in the beginning, and then you will internalize it, and then you'll just be able to say the word or just think about the experience, and you get the results. So don't take it personally when you start saying negative things. I knew that wasn't going to work, or I just didn't measure up, or I didn't think I could do it. Say to yourself, stop. Once you do that, then you say, I'm not going to take it personally. The second thing that happens when you reach a situation that you really didn't want to experience when you're dealing with adversity is you allow it to ruin the rest of your day or the rest of the event. I want you to take everything and isolate it. All right? Isolate all of the situations so that it doesn't affect anything else. Say out loud once again, stop. Isolate it. That was just one period in time. It's not my entire day. So many times we let our little voice take over and someone cuts you off on the expressway while you're on your way to work. You let that specific incident ruin the rest of your day. So if someone cuts you off, isolate it. That person could have cut you off to keep you from getting into an accident further down the road. You don't know what's going on. So make sure that you isolate all situations that are not favorable to you. Okay? So once you learn to isolate the situations, once you learn to not take things personally, then you will be on track with laying the proper foundation. Remember, we're still laying the foundation with the little voice management system. If you look at athletes while they're on TV, when they're shooting their free throws, or even tennis, when the tennis player is in position to serve the ball, they're talking to themselves all the time. No one thinks an athlete is crazy because they're making sure they're in the right framework, in the right mindset, physically set and ready to take the course of action that they envision themselves taking. Athletes do it all the time. Understand they're doing it for a reason because they have mastered the little voice management system and they're implementing their own techniques that I'm showing you how to put into your life when you're dealing with your children, when you're dealing with your spouse, when you're dealing with your boss, when you're dealing with coworkers, when you're dealing with anyone. You can control the little voice that's in your head that will then control the outcome of the certain experience that you're going through. All right, so that's the second technique that I want to share with you today. The last technique that I have time to cover with you today here with the Ascension Summit 2017 is how to overcome the fear of failure. How do you stop the fear of failure? Most people never begin because they're already thinking, their little voice is already telling them that they're going to fail. So how do you overcome it? Now, this is going to be something that's going to maybe difficult for you to do because it's all about rewiring and scrambling the programming that has kept you at the level that you're on today. So just be open and work with me. Do these things out loud, and you will be able to manage that little voice. How do you stop fear of failure? You celebrate the failures. I know it sounds crazy. It may feel crazy. What in the world is he talking about? But when you learn to be at cause and celebrate the failures at the same level that you celebrate the successes, that is when you are going to win. Right? When you are willing to win or lose with the same level of enthusiasm and just be glad that you're having the experience and you're growing through the process, that's when you're going to win. That's when you're going to have success. And that's when you won't see any failures because it's all going to be something that is supporting you on your journey. All right. So remember in the beginning how to embrace your victories. You just say yes. Now you could just say a double fisted yes or yeah or victory, right? Because once again, it's about changing the energy, scrambling the way you process things in your mind so that you can then move to the levels of success that are yours. But something has been stopping you. That little voice, your inability to take 100% control for you, your unwillingness possibly to want to take 100% control because if something doesn't work right, if you're not completely at cause and understand how to stop failure, then you will always be stuck. So understanding this will move you from stuck to unstuck. This is so powerful. You have to get this. Yes, when you fail. Because what you're going to do is you're going to stop the brain from processing a failure. Because when you fail and you're saying yes, it's going to be confusing, right? Because at first it was a yes because you won. Now it's a double fisted yes or a double clap. Something that is going to physically change the way you process failure. I know this is weird. You have to do it out loud. You have to say it out loud. But that's why 3% of the population make and control 97% of the wealth and the planet because they do things differently. They process things differently in their mind and in their body, and they do things different. They don't have failure. They have things that they have to learn from, things that they build on. Remember, we're laying the foundation, and this is such a powerful foundational tool that you have to understand and know that there is no failure because you're at 100% at cause. You are at 100% in charge of everything that happens in your life. It may not feel that way, but when you start processing your mind to take things in that way, it will turn out that you will understand how to get yourself from failure to success because there is no more failure. I know this is a big one. It's going to take a lot to grow from that. But when you get it and you get it, you will be able to manage that little voice. And that little voice will be your number one fan, pushing you beyond where you ever thought you could go. When you connect the mind to the body and have it all moving forward on the progress to you and your victories, it's going to be amazing. So understand this little voice management system strategy or technique right here is so powerful. It's going to be uncomfortable, but understand that it's going to be uncomfortable. When you know it's going to be uncomfortable, then you know that you can move past it. All right. So that's the last technique we're going to have time to cover today. But I want you to understand these 3 techniques, if you implement them, when you implement them, when you use them, they will change your life. You will change the way you look at everything from this day forward. When you start to, number 1, embrace your successes, no matter how big they are or how small they are. Number 2, when you learn how to deal with adversity. All right. I gave you pointers on that. What are they? Don't take things personal. It's not you. It's the outcome. It's the event. It's the experience, not you individually. Don't take it personally and say, oh, I'm just a loser. No, you're not. That situation that you're in did not yield the results that you want. Don't take it personally. Isolate the incident. Don't let that one incident take over and control your entire day, your entire week, your entire month, your entire life. understand that when you isolate the incident and you don't take it personal, you can deal with any situation at any time because it's just one segmented piece or portion of your day. All right. And finally, how to stop failure, how to stop the fear of failure, how to not have any failures and understand it's just a building block, a tool to move you to the next level. Because when you're 100% at cause, there is no failure. It's just an event that is going to make you better, make you stronger, get you to that next level. So those are just 3 of the 15 strategies, of the 15 techniques, whatever you want to call them, of the 15 tools that you'll be able to implement like that. You'll be able to put them into your life immediately and have the life that you desire, have the results that you want. And when you understand these, just these simple 3 things, I'll see you at the top. The Little Voice Management System is designed to pluck out all of the things that are stopping you from the greatness that you only think about, only dream about, but are stopped because of something that is said in your head. The income you desire, the job that you desire, the lifestyle that you think you want are all able to be yours once you master the little voice. Six inches. 6 inches is what stops you from everything that you want. And this is 6 inches between your left ear and your right ear. Once you understand that you are in control, you will begin to realize that you can have what you truly want.
Stay tuned, and we'll be right back with more exciting insights, strategies, and tools to elevate your life.